leading the nation in a moment of collective mourning to mark one of the most painful moments of his premiership.
Today, the number of deaths recorded from COVID in the UK has surpassed 100,000. And it's hard to compute the sorrow contained in that grim statistic. The years of life lost, the family gatherings not attended, and for so many relatives, the missed chance even to say goodbye. I offer my deepest condolences to everyone who's lost a loved one.
Using wartime oratory to help summon solidarity, create heroes and focus blame on the unseen enemy.
And to all those who grieve, we make this pledge that when we've come through this crisis, we will come together as a nation to remember everyone we lost and to honour the selfless heroism of all those on the front line. We will make sure we learn the lessons and reflect and prepare.
But learning lessons does not mean admitting mistakes.
Do you really not reflect on whether some of those 100,000 deaths could have been prevented if you'd made decisions differently?
We did everything that we could to minimise suffering and minimise loss of life in this country as a result of the pandemic, and I'm deeply sorry for every life lost. What I can say is that the government will continue to do everything we can to minimise life lost as we go forward.
Others take a different view on past decisions.
So, Simon, do you think that there was too much household mixing in December?
The facts as we see it in the health service are that on Christmas Day we had 18,000 coronavirus positive patients and now we've got just under 33,000. We've seen that growth rippling up from the southeast, London, to the east of England and then up to the Midlands, which is consistent with the spread of the new variant of the virus.
And it's that new variant which the Chief Medical Officer has told me substantially changed the situation.
The thing which we have, which has made things very different in 2021, has been the problems of the new variant, and that was not predictable in September, although that is something we are trying to do something to address now. And, that's the reason we were worried 2 weeks ago that the measures we had at the moment were not enough to hold this new variant. The rates are just about holding with the new variant, with what everybody is doing. Our big worry was that we wouldn't even be able to hold it. It's going to be much harder because of this new variant, and I think we have to be realistic about that.
The Labour leader also trying to capture the mood, but now from isolation.
It's a national tragedy. This is a milestone that nobody wanted to hit. That number of 100,000 is twice the number we lost in the Blitz, and it's the size of small towns across the United Kingdom.
On Sunday, it will be a year since the first UK cases were identified.
This hasn't just been a medical emergency, a health crisis. We nearly lost a Prime Minister. We've been into lockdown for the first time since the Second World War, 3 times. We've nearly borrowed £400 billion to cope with the consequences. Kids haven't been in school for 6 of the last 10 months, some of them. We've put the NHS under unprecedented strain. Twice, the different kingdoms of the United Kingdom have come under unprecedented pressure. This has reshaped our futures.
We're facing a different future because of all the predictions made and milestones reached over the last 12 months.
If we can get this down to numbers 20,000 and below, that's a good outcome in terms of where we would hope to get to with this outbreak.
But by April, the 20,000 figure had already been breached. The speed was unnerving, and it all began here in York, with the first case seen on January the 31st, 2020.
Never in a million years did we believe that 100,000 people will be dead a year on. So it's alarming and worrying and very concerning.
They were talking about a few thousand at the most. No, I wouldn't have imagined that at all. It's awful, awful.
Boris Johnson said today he accepted full responsibility, but he also insisted he did everything he could to save lives. The British public will be the judge of that. Sam Coates, Sky News.